Good afternoon, Antrim County. This is Veterans Voice Podcast with your hosts, Brandon, Matt, and Eric. What's going on, guys?
Notice how he hyphenated your name.
Yeah, you like that?
Not hyphenated, but he definitely
Accentuated it.
Yeah, there. That's the word I was looking for.
He's the FNG. So we'll get
Yeah.
Eric.
Well, and there's not ever going to be a new guy, so that's forever me.
Let's hope.
Yeah, you gotta say that every time now.
Like Eric?
Yeah. Had a good week though, and sorry guys, it's taken us a couple weeks to actually get back to the podcast and everything like that. But we went to training. Had the office closed for that, and then catching up, and then of course catching up with Carrie, leaving and taking over Wexford County, and then we had additional training for MBTF as well that we're still cycling through. So it's been a busy couple of weeks, but it's been a good couple of weeks, except for the weather. Weather just, the hell.
Doesn't want to make up its mind at all.
Yeah.
Feel like it's fall still.
I got a shit ton of wood still at the house that needs to be chopped up and everything like that. And we did it one day. And I'll tell you what, like the difference between, and they're all stacked, you know what I'm saying? They're stacked in piles, but we got through maybe not even a full pile, but it looks like we did a crap ton of work.
Really?
You know, we have a lot more yard for just that little bit,
Yeah.
That we did. So I'm waiting for that. I'm hoping that we can continue doing that tonight and tomorrow.
Child labor, buddy. I'm telling you, it works out. You get a little team together.
Mm-hmm.
Let them logs, buddy.
They're learning right now with Mama at the house. The two boys this morning just were not listening. Anyway, sorry, that's the doorbell.
Yeah.
If you hear that ringing, that's the doorbell. Not Eric.
Yeah. Somebody answer that.
Uh-huh. But so we got, so we did it. But we're going to be next week.
You still have to do the MVTF.
Yeah.
Eric and I have done it. I don't know. You're scheduled to 24th, right?
Yeah, next Wednesday, I think, or something like that.
Is that the one Tim's gone to as well?
It's a good question. I'm not sure on that one either.
You might want
to. Yeah. But we got that coming up. And then, of course, Reno, which we did remote for NACVSO conference. I don't know why I said tournament on that one, but yeah, that was really good though. It was really nice. I'll give the NACVSO credit when it comes to, getting some information that we don't know, specifically what's going on in DC and everything else. And some of the speakers were really good. So it was a good year for that one.
First time ever for me. The office life is different, and participating in something like that, never done it before. So although it was a ton of information, but it was really good information, and deciding when to try to take some notes.
It's kind of hard to do on that one.
Well, especially if you're not familiar with all of the topics. I took in everything they said, but I was like, man, if I don't, how am I supposed to reflect back on the questions I had, or the things that were really, and then I find out that you can just download all of the slides.
So I did the same thing my first year, thinking I had to do all these crazy notes like I was back in high school again. And then Brandon's like, hey, it's good that you're doing that, but here's the PDF slides for this. Son of a God. Like, really? I can just look that up. But it helps.
Honestly, like just writing it, that helps to remember it and retain it and keep,
Well, it was, as they're presenting, all of them did a great job, but they are one, or several people, but one subject. So they're really good at it, giving that all to a bunch of people. But that was the first hour. By the fifth speaker of the day, on the first day, I was like, wow. Oh, wait, we got 4 more days of this.
Yeah, wait till you go to the basics benefits course.
Yeah.
Which the good thing is you'll get a lot of really good information. I mean, of course, you're going to get information. You can learn how to get accredited and all that stuff you test out, but you'll learn that, especially with those slides too, there's a lot of information in that. And I, believe it or not, still have my continuity book I let him borrow it, but I go through that sometimes when I forget like stuff that I shouldn't, because it's going to happen where you're never going to remember stuff that you should.
You always have to go back and rehash, no matter what.
It's like, oh, okay, I feel like an idiot. It's like day one stuff, but
sure,
is what it is. But yeah, we got that knocked out, and then yesterday I was at East Jordan Tourist Park, which was real fun. We did the farmers market out there. That turned out to be really good. I met 5 veterans while I was out there. 2 have made phone calls to us already. I've already talked to them. We're going to get them on the schedule, but I just want a big shout out to Michelle and her team out there at the East Jordan Tourist Park for the farmers market, because they really put on a good show. Had this little old lady and a guy. I think there was another gal there too. But they were playing banjo, harmonica, violin, playing all these old school folk classics.
Nice.
But I'm talking like stuff that I haven't heard. I mean, like really cool old gospel hymns and some other stuff, folk stuff. It was really fun. I was like, well, at least if I'm sitting here at this little booth hanging out.
It's cool when you get somebody doing the banjo and then you see the show or the videos of other people going out there with like the spoons or you know what I'm saying, and keeping the beat with it, and it sounds cool.
Oh yeah, I like that stuff. But yeah, we pretty good turnout for that, and the rain stopped like an hour after I got there, so it turned out to be a really great day.
And you didn't know which way that was going.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be the 10 or not, but Michelle, they ended up hooking me up and got inside and didn't have to deal with the rain, but we're going to try to get out there as many Thursdays as we can, because it's a really good spot. A lot of people go out there. And, we're going to also be expanding in different areas. Eric's making some phone calls right now to figure out, other places we can be at. And
trying to get into some of the
workplaces.
Workplaces. The one thing that had been pointed out was when Matt was in East Jordan, it was the 5 veterans he saw, the retirees, and I don't think that it just then dawned on us, but it came back around that, we don't see a lot of the younger veterans or the working age veterans because they're at work.
Yeah.
So we're reaching out to a lot of the local shops and seeing if I can get in there. So it's just a rough process right now, but the immediate feedback was very positive, and we'll figure it out. Because as we all know, and Brandon said that to me, he's like, well, one thing is, they're not going to interrupt the production schedule.
Right.
Which I told, don't I know it? I was on that schedule for a long, long time. So I'm excited for that, man.
It'll be fun. I always love either, businesses or, we go to family fair and stuff too. Those are always fun.
You can see the traffic and everything like that.
Yeah.
The foot traffic.
Oh yeah. So we'll start expanding that and see how it goes this year.
Yeah. Get back into it for sure.
Yep. Well, does the, like any farmer's market, I know there are a few that are year round that aren't, move indoor or have an indoor component.
Yeah.
Is East Jordan one of those or no?
They're mostly indoors. They'll have a couple people. I think Friskies was out there. They had a little booth on the outside or whatever, but most of them are indoors. I know Mancelona's under the pavilion, and then they do it at the Mancelona Township Hall.
They actually a whole new pavilion now, like the garage almost.
So I don't know if they're going to transfer, because they've been doing it during the winter at the city buildings or
the
whatever,
township
hall. But if they have that pavilion, I'm sure that if they can add to it, they'll probably have it there. But problem with them is they do it about the time we're getting out of work. You know what I mean? Right. It's like 2 to 6, I think, or something like that. I'll have to double check, but I've been wanting to do that one, but it's just kind of hard to make the time. You know what I mean? Especially for that. But
I had mentioned that to Brandon, if there were things that were outside of the office hours, maybe just adjusting a schedule to accommodate something like that. Maybe all of this is really, it's the quickest part of the year for decent weather, and probably the chance that people would come out and find you a place like that.
Yeah.
It's a short season. Not that you can't do it in the other months, but
Yeah.
What you got?
Nothing.
You got nothing, huh? We're just winging
I'm just talking.
it. Are you?
I've been quiet the last few minutes, but still.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else. We got
As far as any future plans?
what do we have slated right now? I think we had. Well, we still got something we're in the works with right
We're
now.
in the works for a lot of projects.
Can't say very much yet
until we get the other confirmations and everything like that.
I'm not even aware
but
what this is.
We are again as we are each year getting out in the community. But we just need the agreements from everybody to allow us before we share it. So just keep looking on our Facebook because we'll post it while we're out there, and then like we typically do while we're out there, we'll go either live or post a little video of us being there and stuff. What we're doing, what we have, stuff like that. We got some dinners planned that we're waiting on confirmation, and then we'll get from there. The one place I haven't heard back from at all, period, is the Hideaway.
Yep.
Still, you heard anything or you seen anything on Facebook Messenger or anything like that?
Nothing yet.
You need to get side by side and get down there.
Yeah, wish I had a side by side to ride down there. She's broke.
What all you got to do for that one?
Freaking new front drive shafts, and got to replace the glass now because that smashed my tank, collapsed on top of my side by side. So thankfully, no body damage, but the nice new $600 DOT glass that's on there is completely shattered. So I got to tear that down, and I get the light bar is all smashed up and stuff like that. So I got to replace all that. But yeah, it'll be fun.
Eric, you got any toys besides your wood shop?
Not currently.
Metal shop, one.
Metal, wood shop, powder coat, sandblast, all of it. No, we always use the camper as the reason why we don't have more toys.
Yeah.
Because Emily will tell me, because I was after a side-by-side pretty consistently, and it's not that we couldn't, but Al Shoemaker, Chuck, when he was still around, all those guys were like, yeah, they all have one, but ask me how many times I get out in that thing in the good part of the year.
Yeah.
And he's like, so it's just like the camper. It's a beautiful camper, real comfortable. Obviously when you're camping, the point is to not always be in it, but be that as it may, how many times do you go camping here? Like, well, you gotta make time, not excuses. So I tried justifying it by saying, well, you can just, because she was at the clinic then, said you can just tool up around the terrace, come right out down there. You can take the side-by-side to work every day.
Right?
It's kind of true. You can drive on the side of a road as long as it's not a what is it, state road? Or it's got to be county roads. So as long as it's not a state highway, you're good to go.
Well, and that's always there is a little route that you can take them to get through town and out of town the opposite ways, but I won't point fingers, but typically it's people who aren't from around here.
Oh, true.
May of September, and they just tool down 88 like it's set up for it. But so no, we don't currently. And I'd love to have one, but and Tyler Lash, all those guys get together. I think a couple of years ago, like every Sunday, they would get together and pick a spot to go. And I know the Hideaway was always a stop for everybody. And
good food.
It's a lot of fun, but
I just can't get over how much they cost.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't have to buy brand new like a lot of these people do, because a lot of these new ones are, they can get up towards $38,000 to $40,000. You know what I mean? They're like buying a real vehicle, but you can buy a Razor. You can find used ones for under $10,000.
My concern is if I did that, like how was it treated before? You see these off-road vehicles, they're getting beat the piss out of.
I just look at the seller.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
if it's on Facebook, and I just check out the photos on their page, and like, no.
I bought mine from a guy up in Black Lake, like Onaway area.
Oh yeah.
And I bought it for way more money than it's actually worth. And then within, God, I think it was within that first season, I can't remember what the heck my clutch went out.
Oh, yeah.
So I bought an aftermarket mother's clutch, put it on there, and it ran fine until the drive shaft decided they didn't want to do anything. So it's just one of those things where I should have known better. It was 10 grand, but ended up costing you a lot more than that.
Yeah.
In the
It's
end
like,
run,
but when you want something and it's right there,
Yeah.
it's like
I should have waited.
caution to the wind.
My dad ended up going to that. God, I can't remember that new side by side they sell. It's a different company than what you normally see.
Mm-hmm.
Not Kimco, but it was like an aftermarket Asian style, company. But getting one of those brand freaking new, and they keep up with all the other side by sides for actually less than what I paid for my 2017 Razor.
Isn't that crazy?
Can you imagine all of the service members that have side by sides on allotments?
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
Oh, yeah.
So that I'm sure that in near any military installation, those power sports shops are doing plenty good.
No, I'm sure that used car lots and quick cash checking places.
Stereo installation.
Man.
I just thought about the Star card instantly on that one too.
So we were just talking about, before we came on air about, and I don't know, who's watching this or who's listening to this or anything like that, but comment if you've drank from one of these. In the Army, I don't know about any other service, but I do know the Army, we used to have these canvas bags, water bags that we'd have hanged up at training events, which, in you talk about the canteens and how there's just no taste like that. It'd be the same thing from these canvas water bags.
I bet.
They would leak constantly.
Mm-hmm.
But you'd have it'd be hanging in this little, just I don't know how to explain it, but just a square shape, about 6 foot high or whatever, and then have about 8 spouts on it.
Yeah,
on the bottom.
It's a trip. It's probably just wax canvas, huh?
I honestly couldn't tell you that.
That's probably where the funky taste coming from. Is usually if you get canvas that's waterproof, they wax it with beeswax.
Mm-hmm.
You get that residual.
I don't know, but if that was hung up, we knew we had some kind of cool water. Otherwise, it was just a water buffalo, and that's just whatever temp outside is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Get across that where the spigots are, and just
come on, man. Park it in the shade at least.
Yeah. Well, that's what we got lucky. Every time we were up at Camp Shelby, it's direct sunlight in these open fields where they decide, oh, this would be a great place to put the camp,
Mm-hmm.
And our guys would be equipment operators or the mechanics, the alpha types were really smart. They were the ones that bring the water bowl out. So that's all we had was water bowls, but they would kind of tuck them kind of close towards the mess hall area, bathrooms and stuff, but they would tuck it into the tree line. So at least it was not piss warm.
Somebody
the whole time. It was nice, but yeah, those flavors, you can't get rid of that stuff, man.
Yeah, there's nothing that will ever replace it.
It's like Camelbacks too.
Hey, you were talking about bug juice not too long ago.
Oh yeah, bug juice. Let me tell you, that stuff is bug juice is the affectionate name for sports drink mixing powder that's used in the U.S. military now, but the Navy had created the stupid nickname for it. But basically, every branch has got MREs of some sort. They got UGRs, field rations and stuff like that, where you got little cooks out in the field. And yeah, I got a bag of bug juice mix powder, I guess. Next time we have a little get together or whatever, I want to bring that sucker out and see if anybody gets the flavor. They get the nostalgia flavor, it's kind of a funky powder, but
well, they're hard to guess because they're not really accurate. But a younger palate, a current service member palate, does better at deciphering the flavors.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I mean, it was just you can tell it was orange because
the color.
Yeah.
Like an off orange. Well, and they keep talking about all these darn MREs killing us, you know? All these, man, I keep seeing all these
I'm not
videos.
quite sure what all is in that, you know, because trust me, we eat our fair share of MREs.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they're just saying there's like a lot of risk exposure. Come to find out, it was a bunch of chemically treated food and all that other stuff. And I'm keeping an eye on that one because they've been talking about, you know, will this be a claim moving forward, you know, with anybody? But what is it? What did it do to us? What's going to happen to us? You know, that kind of situation. Can't claim something if we don't know what it is yet, you know. So we'll see. 10 years from now, watch, we got like 3 eyes and they're glowing and stuff, and we don't know. We've just been irradiated by MREs or whatever.
You'll have little Peter growing out of your neck.
Yep.
Peter Griffin.
Yep.
Petey.
That's too funny. Yep.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where that comes out too. You know,
it's kind of spooky to think about, you know.
Yeah,
That's all we had to eat for a long time sometimes.
Well, I mean, it's not MK Ultra,
right?
However, it's sustainment.
Yeah.
And, you know, to pack all that stuff in there to make it shelf stable, to, you know, and the novelty, if people haven't, because I think people get the survival food from like a Jay's or something, and those are not MREs.
No.
But people think that they're really novel, and it's fun to crack one open and, those are crackers. Those are the best crackers you had.
Did you watch those videos of like civilians eating MREs for the first time?
Yeah.
Some of the reactions they get, some of them are just like, "Oh my god, this is disgusting. I don't know how anybody can eat this." And you're just like, "That's the chili mac, dude. I would get a black eye for that one.
You know,
not a
throw a
problem.
little bit of that Tabasco sauce in it, some cheese.
Yeah.
If he gave me the omelet, I'd probably sock you in the face.
Yeah.
I hate it when people screw the hell out of the box and stuff, and then that'd be the only one left. And guess what you're eating?
Yeah.
Because that's all you had.
Mm-hmm.
You got creative with the reconstituted peaches and the creamer out of the coffee pack. Put the creamer in there, now you got peaches and cream.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Never tried it.
What?
Never tried it.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you know, but they're not. The novelty wears off real quick, but it's what you got to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but yeah, some of them some of them had real fancy nicknames. The chicken a la king, or the beacon claw.
Now you can tell the age difference.
How about to say those are even beyond me.
So yeah, I remember
there's a 10-year gap. There's a whole iteration or two of MREs.
I remember the chicken a la king, but I only remember eating that MRE because I was in the Civil Air Patrol. And mind you, I was a young kid, and we were at Camp Grayling. They allowed civilians to come and watch the A-10s come in and do whatever they want. Sure. And they came out and gave us a box of MRE. So all of us kids were like, "Yeah, cool, we get to eat these finally." It was the worst freaking thing ever.
Yeah, I had
the chicken a la king was weird.
I had an entire claw, an entire foot. Yeah.
Oh.
And hungry though you
did you eat it?
No.
No. Nibbling on chicken feet?
No. Yeah, so I was just trying to do some math in my head, and I heard you say your birth date earlier, and I was like, man, that's 10 years. Yeah. So in 1990, when I went in the military, you would have been
1990.
Buddy.
God,
you were born in
pre-teens.
82?
Yeah.
So you'd have been 8 when I went.
Yeah.
And see, those, we're not going to bring this up.
Does that make you feel good?
Yeah, I'm just, hold on, let me give my disclaimer.
How was the Battle of the Bulge?
This is what
not the bulging battle.
Right. Oh, that's the current battle.
Right. That's good. That was good.
I can feel myself getting red, and it might be anger. I don't think it's a bad. Yeah, you were 8 years old when I went in the military. I don't like that at all. Let's move on.
I'm like, oh no, where's this going? I wonder.
Well, there's the MRE.
The MREs.
And that just is what it starts with.
It's so funny. We used to
I'm
get
still the youngest person in the office.
You are. We were still giving Carrie crap before she left. We used to always have and always will about the age difference because she wasn't. I think she was what 6 years older.
Yeah,
now, so not very much, but boy, we made sure to let her know.
Oh yeah. Wow.
You got to see her not too long ago in that MVTF training.
What's that?
You got to see her not too long ago.
I did. Yeah. Well, one of the committee members went down with me, Wayne Farmer.
Yep.
And so the whole week started with Monday morning. We came in and, we just usually have a little weekend debrief. And Brandon says, "Hey, man, what time you got to be in Cadillac?" And I go, "I don't know, about 24 hours. He's like, "No, it's today." I said, "Nah, I'm pretty sure 14th was Flag Day, 16th was Cadillac."
Yep.
And he goes in his office.
That's one other thing, Flag Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You were on that?
Yep. And so he goes in his office, he comes back, he goes, "Hey, man, I got to go. I got to get to Mayo."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But the same thing may have happened that when I got the itinerary, it said from 8 to 4. So when I was trying to get out of Bel Air to go to Cadillac, I thought, man, we're going to be late. Well, I didn't even start till 9:30.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, but anyway, so when we got there, I go, wow, I wonder where Carrie's building's at, where she works. And we pull into 401 whatever street, and we're walking in the building. Kindly, really super cool old guy, running the security checkpoint there. And my belt buckle beeped. He's like, "You're good. Just pick up your stuff. Go ahead." And we're walking in, and I go, "Oh, Veterans Affairs." I go, "I wonder if Carrie works here." So I walk in, and I hear her voice. I'm like, "Oh, okay, this is going to be cool." And she took the training with us.
Cool,
yeah. So yeah, it was cool to see her. It feels like it's been a year since I've seen her.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. But she's doing great down there, and getting some things put together. And there wasn't, there was also, it kind of confused me because there's also an American Legion office at the end of the hall.
Is it really?
Yeah. So that gentleman's only there.
What, Philip Babcock?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he's only in that office like once a week or once every other week.
Yeah.
It was neat to see her in her new environment,
I'm going to have to mess with her now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I don't know where, do you know where mine's going to be at?
Midland.
So yeah, that's up over.
Yeah.
Midland?
Yeah. Well,
Gosh, I feel like I'm
try
going
to get you in a couple others.
No, there's CMP exam, man. That's where they sent me down for my hearing
Oh,
test.
yeah.
I'm like, I had to drive all the way to Midland, Michigan just to get my hearing checked. And it literally only took 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Man, I always get there early. Well, at least it's like Muskegon or Benton Harbor or something. Thank God.
That'd be, yeah, right.
Nope. Not happening.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then Flag Day. Flag Day was really cool. Brandon had asked if I would be willing to represent us, our office at Flag Day. Happy to do it. Mr. Aurora is phenomenal. And if I would argue that you could not find somebody who has more respect for our flag than
absolutely.
Aurora. But they had 13 of the original Betsy Ross flags. Al Balco usually is the town crier. He was living it up on a cruise in Alaska.
Yeah.
So we got to talk to him a little bit the other day. But it was cool, man. Unfortunately, I think Flag Day often gets kind of glossed over on the calendar.
Oh,
Actually.
And so this was actually good.
Was Al all dressed up?
He wasn't there this year.
He was
He was up in Alaska.
Oh.
And they had a young lady who was dressed up like Betsy Ross. So Emily came with me, and we both each carried a flag. And we just marched. We had the Village PD SUVs in front of us.
Okay.
County Sheriff's Department behind us. And there were a number of people in the parade with us. I would love to see that grow. So as we close in on it next year, I think it's interesting because it can be one of those things that just, as a patriotic American, it's not because you're a veteran and, it's not anybody could march in this parade. And it's a good opportunity to come out and show your patriotism, and just remember what Flag Day is about. And of course, this year's an extra big deal because it's, 250 and all.
Yeah.
But so we marched down and he already had, rebar put in a circle. So you just put your flag on the rebar, and Brian Rathke, Dr. Brian Rathke is a dentist here in town. He gave a speech about what it was like to grow up in Bel Air, what it meant to him. And the young lady had a poem about of flags, and it was really cool. Dr. Rathke went on to talk about, growing up in Bel Air and what it meant to him. And then the young lady played taps on her trumpet.
Yeah.
And that was just that since I was a kid, that gets me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just glad there wasn't some bagpipe player there with Amazing Grace. That'd have been it.
That always got me down in Florida, because we always had this guy named Mike Hyde always playing it at all.
No kidding. Yeah. The ultimate honor for, the last thing you can do for a veteran.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really cool. But my hope is, and that was the first thing I got to do representing the office. And, so next year I plan to, give it its proper respect and, hey man, if nobody else does it, whatever, but as an individual effort. And I have a lot of very patriotic friends, veteran and non-veteran, that would love to do that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think it just gets glossed over a little bit. But hey, this job has given me a fresh set of community-minded eyes to see with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
we should make him the town crier. I'd love to see him in them like silky big socks. It was fun enough watching Al wear them too.
Yeah,
it's like you look at Al; he's a big guy.
Al fully commits to whatever he does.
He does. He's the only person I know that can pull off Buddy the Elf.
Right. I was just thinking about Elf.
I thought he never smiles like that otherwise. I mean, he smiles, but not like Buddy.
Right.
Yeah.
It is interesting. But anyway, yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been a great week of claims. Like, I know I've gotten 5 submitted over this last week.
Nice.
3 of those were carries. So we're slowly but surely making our way through that, yeah. Of course, you were going to talk about the, upcoming, the HRs.
Yeah, I was, but I'm not analytical enough to explain it just yet, because we're doing a big dig on it. I can't remember the HR's name, but basically it's the Major Richard Starr Act that they're trying to pass. Funny enough though, and we'll do some more digging on, so the next podcast we'll have all the details, where the vote's at, where it's at in the the committee and everything else, so we're tracking it.
Mm-hmm.
But basically what we found is that the Major Richard Starr Act, that everybody in the world, if you go on Facebook, TikTok, anywhere else on social media, everybody in the comments are always like, pass the Richard Starr Act, hurry the heck up, why is this taking so long? Understandable. It's a big thing. It's going to help a lot of spouses of the veterans and everything else too, but they don't tell you about what they're trying to do with tinnitus and sleep apnea. And like I said, we'll dig about it more a little bit later. So I'm not going to try to freak anybody else out there, but sleep apnea is probably going to be going away. I mean, it's pretty much a thing. Once this goes through, sleep apnea is going to be hard.
Not that it's going away.
Right.
It's just the rating is getting changed.
Yeah,
the rating scale.
So instead of most people right now, today, as we're talking, if you submit a sleep apnea claim and you're on a CPAP, 9 times out of 10 you're going to get that 50%. Well, this would bring it down to 10% because you're on a CPAP.
But let's put this out there, because a lot of people are going to misread into that. Okay, and this is the challenging part of what we do on a daily basis. Okay. just because veteran A to your left or veteran B to your right have got a rating for, sleep apnea doesn't mean necessarily that, your case will get that as well.
Right.
Okay. I'm not trying to deter anyone from filing for this or anything like that, but there are particulars that you really got to watch out for. Getting it secondary to PTSD, BMI, or, any other condition is very difficult. It is very difficult. You must have an extremely strong nexus letter followed by rationales
Yep.
to solidify your case to the VA. That the sleep apnea is either caused by that primary condition or is aggravated by that primary condition. So when you hear somebody saying, yeah, I got sleep apnea secondary to PTSD, 4 years ago, might have flown by a lot easier.
Yes.
But now it is one of the most difficult claims to get awarded. It really is. Unless you have a extremely strong nexus letter that connects it to a service connected condition. Most often than not, nowadays, if you're going to get service connected for sleep apnea, you have to have been diagnosed in service or have had complaints of it while you're in service, and then shortly out of service, you got actually diagnosed.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You have to have some kind of continuity or trail to lead us to, or lead the VA to understand that, yeah, you know what, I was dealing with it while in the service. May not have been diagnosed at that point, but the study was ordered, but I was getting out, so had to finish it up with the VA side of the house.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Or yes, I was diagnosed in service.
Yep.
Other than that, it's pretty difficult.
That's a stretch. And as I was reading up on a little bit of it, what they're looking to do and stuff like that. The biggest thing moving forward is the rationale. It's explaining the nexus between where that sleep apnea came from, how does it affect you, but the rationale as far as the legal argument, that is what they're really, really looking for. And a lot of claims are I feel like that's gonna probably be a new standard, is the rationale in the legal argument. On certain things. I'm not 100% sure what, but it's gonna be rough.
And be careful, I know if you go on social media and, whether it's Facebook or Google or YouTube, TikToks, and you see these people out there who are offering to write nexus letters for your conditions and everything like that. Understand that, yes, they may do this and they're going to probably charge you, a fee for their services and everything like that. But you have to be really particular and make sure that it is a straightforward case, right? You have the medical history to back that up. Not saying this wrong to anybody by any means. Don't take it any other way. And that you've chosen the right, person to hand over those records and create that for you. Because I'm telling you, VA is definitely jumping on the fraudulent cases, and a lot of Nexus companies, are, under the microphone glass when it comes to these things because of just the weak connections that are being involved or being created therein. So I'm not trying to deter anybody. I'm not trying to say your case ain't, strong enough or, isn't valid enough by any means. Just use caution.
Yeah.
And understand that there is that other side to it as well.
And they're just paying somebody for a Nexus letter. They're not doing a whole claim with this place. This is just for a Nexus
letter? Just
letter?
a Nexus letter.
Yeah. For those, there's certain ones that just do Nexus
I see.
letters.
Okay.
And the big thing that comes around this now, you bring in my mind thinking about things. That's another thing that we were taught that, listen, this, not calling anybody out, not doing nothing like that. It's just the fact that sometimes you'll have cases where guys are just trying to get things to stick, and it happens. And, the more you use like these Nexus letter companies, and the more you keep putting claims in and getting denied, eventually the VA is going to flag your case. they're going to flag your profile through the VA as fraudulent because you're constantly putting in claims that aren't sticking and stuff like that. And it's them trying to get ahead of the gun. You know what I mean? It happens. We just don't want that to happen to you guys.
Yeah.
Or at least pick a good lawyer. You know, if you're gonna get anybody else, pick a company that's, you know, has a track record of never been in trouble, not doing anything bad. They're doing all right legal things. You know, that I could see was a little bit better of a thing.
You know, you're talking about lawyers and stuff. You remember Jess out of Emmett, and we were going to state, right? And then last thing I heard, she went to paralegal school. Well, one of my clients, I actually know her and stuff like that, right? And it says that she is now a paralegal for a disability law group.
Like,
yeah,
nice.
I'll have to figure out who.
Yeah,
but that's pretty cool. You know, her journey.
What we should do is see if she wants to come on here too and talk about it, because I know she's full of energy and full of education,
and she has passion for vets.
She massively does.
You know.
And isn't that an interesting observation that part of what you guys are hitting on is you just have to beware of the money grabbers, because there are people out there that will make you feel like they're there to help you. And, you know, this flashy video and all you got, hey, you know, don't go see a VSO. Don't go see the American Legion.
Oh, you see it all the time.
And I see them through the feed. I never once have stopped and looked at one, because even before I came here, I just thought, there's always, you know, in today's day and age, there's not just one. And if you look at one of those videos, I hope you don't mind your feed now being full of them.
Yeah.
And I couldn't, and if one gets shut down, 5 more come up.
Back up.
You know? And that's
like Hydra.
Yeah. That's so true. You know what's funny too is there's this lady. It just, every time I get on TikTok and I just want to just kind of chill out, sit on the couch, watch funny videos of cats or something, all of a sudden this blind lady, I don't know what company this is. It's like Veteran Evaluation Services. Don't mix that up with VES that does the actual things, but it's like a company kind of like that, where they'll sit there and, oh, we'll promise we get this. They give all these empty promises, and then on top of it, you know, we'll write you a Nexus letter and everything else, so that when you go to dig in the company, it leads you in big circles. Yeah. There's no like evidence of what they've done before. There's, you know what I mean? It kind of makes you
send your check to,
pretty much. And that's what it is.
If somebody ever promises you and they're doing your claim work and they promise you, we are going to get you XYZ rating.
Yep.
You know, that's your first red flag. Because guess what? There's not a one of us who has that power to say, I'm going to get you this.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. It is not our decision. We're here to assist you in the claim process and make sure that you know, your claim moving forward to the VA is the strongest possible that we can do, you know, at our level. And then, you know, the ratings, your CMP examiner has a lot to play in it, and your VA rater has a lot to do with it.
Yep.
Right? The way they interpret that law. And then they will assign the proper rating at that point in time. So if they're saying we guarantee this, just understand they don't have that power.
There are no guarantees.
Yeah.
And and the only reason why we're saying this stuff is because we don't want you to get hung out to dry.
That's it.
You know, and you know, this is a veteran's livelihood. It truly is. And, you know, honestly, the sad fact of it is by the time a lot of our vets, majority of our veterans come into our office, you know, it is toward the later part of their life where they are looking at retirement, or these conditions are having severe impacts on them because they've just waited so long to get it. And now it's like, now I gotta do something.
Yep.
Right.
And it's hard at that age too with veterans, especially if they're, you know, looking in the 70s and 80-year-olds and stuff. It's hard.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
With anything.
And you know, it has a profound impact on their livelihood and their ability, which makes it a very emotional ordeal, you know, for the veterans. And we just don't want you to count on them saying this and then planning your life forward on it, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, we love our vets. We love our community. Can't thank you guys enough for, you know, all the support when we're out in town. And that's not just our vets. That's the entire community.
Everybody,
you know? And the biggest way for any veteran to get services or hear about services is through word of mouth. It truly is.
I mean, if it wasn't for like, here I'll throw a good name out there, Jenna Mansalona, right? I believe. She's been intricate as far as our network is concerned. Every time I've started noticing that I'm going back through all of our social media today, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she really posts the crap out of our stuff.
Oh yeah.
So she gets on there, and anytime there's like, hey, need help for a vet, she posts it into the Overheard Mansalona site. If it wasn't for our community members that are not even veterans, taking just 5 seconds of their day on social media to kind of spread the word or tell their friends about us, you know, and stuff. You know how many veterans I've gotten so far this last 2 weeks that have come from other offices? Hey, you know, a buddy of mine, I wasn't having any luck over there. Buddy of mine told me about you guys. Just want to sit down and kind of talk. And sure enough, boom, we got like 3 different claims.
Yeah.
We got you. Not a problem. Put it in. Already getting up taken care of, you know?
And please, with that being said, don't ever be scared to just call and talk.
Yep.
You know, even if it's just bringing it into the office, let's see what, you know, what you have, what we can do, what's going on with you now, what questions may you have. The conversation is key.
Yep.
It
Just 10 minutes.
is.
Just 10 minutes.
Yeah. Now, we've also encountered over the past couple of weeks, unfortunately, veterans calling in that have, you know, either had medical services that they've gone to ER or in urgent care or have had been transported by ambulance to emergency facility and stuff like that. And they didn't call that 1-800 number within the 72 hours. So if you go to urgent care or an emergency room or anything like that, remember you have 72 hours to report that to VA. And we'll follow up and put the number underneath this podcast so that way everybody understands or has that contact information as well. You have 72 hours to report that to the VA, or else the VA is not going to pick up that tab.
Yep.
At all. 9 times out of 10, especially hospitals around here who have the social workers, if you identify yourself as a veteran, they will go out and get that pre-authorization.
Yes. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But do not count on that.
Yep.
Do not count on that. Because we've had one that did go to a Munson facility who ended up with, I don't know, 17,000 or something like that. I'm spitting off
1,700, I think. So.
1,700. I may be wrong. I'm just going off memory. You know,
it's a lot of money.
Who, you know, exactly, especially when you're living paycheck to paycheck or, you know, very strict income level. You know, now let's say that you didn't do that and you end up with this bill from VA healthcare, right? It is not the end all be all. Come talk to us, come see us, talk to a VSO in the area, whoever it may be, because we can file what's called a debt waiver to be able to hopefully either A, get it waived, you know, depending on the situation, or get it reduced.
Right.
And, you know, they're not taking so much out of your monthly checks every time. Now it'll extend the payment out like a car payment, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But at least you have enough to be able to live on.
Exactly.
You know, it's not hurting you that drastically that it would be originally.
Yeah.
You know, so that is definitely something that's been going on that we've seen a trend on here in the office. And I want to make sure everybody knew about that too.
You know, and it's funny. I turned around my last ER visit because of my stomach. I ended up stretching something on my stomach, moving the wrong way, getting fat and old, man. Getting fat and old. And I went, and of course, community care. Went to Munson Gaylord, and I didn't realize until like 3 days after that appointment that I had never called that number. I'm like sitting there in my head, like, oh man, here we go, Matt. Well, sure enough, I will say this about Gaylord Munson. They're pretty consistent as far as putting that order in, where that didn't happen. And thankfully it got covered. And I'm just glad that whoever was on that side of billing and stuff, they saw that I was VA and everything worked out itself. But don't count on that happening ever, because I sure thought I would add that, but I don't, So at least call us. We'll figure it out one way or another,
You guys about ready for 4th of July?
America.
250th?
I'm waiting for that fireworks tent that goes up there
Oh,
on the
yeah.
hill.
Oh, it
by
is. It's
Tractor
up there now.
Supply. It is?
Yeah.
But is it stocked?
Oh, no, I think it was closed. I drove by that way this morning.
Oh, yeah.
I always love those, what do you call them? The sticks.
Sparklers? Oh, no, Roman candles.
Roman candles.
Yeah.
Drive my neighbors nuts.
You ever chase them?
We used to do that. We used to get like old white T-shirts that were old or whatever, and then wet them down with a hose on out there, and then sit on one side of the yard and the other, and everybody's shooting.
You
them
guys
at each
let
other.
them down? Man, that ain't no fun.
Well, you don't want to burn yourself. You could believe me, because that's happened too.
Yeah.
Me and bottle rockets too. I've done so much stupid stuff from bottle rockets in my life.
Oh, yeah. They get the big old cannons out there and start blowing them up. I remember I was filming a service, and we were down in Georgia, and we were hanging out with a bunch of other friends and stuff like that. We're lighting them fucking candles off, or not candles, but the cannons. And of course, there's drinking involved and stuff. And we were like, well, shoot, I bet you we can make this better. And so we started double stacking the cannons, with the balls and stuff like that. And yeah, we had one go off at like head level, and it was crazy, because you just see all of us like scatter like ants, and then all of a sudden it was just bright blue everywhere.
Those look different close up.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's not the close you want, you know what I mean?
I want a good view.
Oh man, yeah. So cool beans. What do you guys do usually for the 4th?
Amateur hour. I always stay at home.
Yeah, we have the kids this year, and when we do that, we typically go out to the Boyne.
Oh, nice.
That's a good one.
They got a little splash pad out there. We park up, put the tent up and stuff like that. The little beach area. Kids are old enough that they can go down there, and we just have a day of drinking and
having fun.
Yeah,
barbecuing and stuff.
America.
Oh yeah, that sounds fun. Actually, I was gonna say I think Lakes of the North has.
We talked about my yearly experience.
Yeah,
it's a small community. I'll refrain. We just usually stay at home.
Protect them dogs.
Yeah. Our older dog, who's not with us anymore, was particularly rough on her. I mean, it was there. You can put 8 thunder shirts on that poor dog. And yeah, our oldest dog now, Boris, he's at even thunderstorms.
Yeah.
He's a little better, but no consoling them once they get to that point. And our younger dogs now, maybe, Millie's afraid of the garage door, so there's no telling. But you know what, man? Maybe like a lot of other things, I would love to see community events be like they were on the 4th, like they used to be. In Central Lake, it used to everybody was in town, and they used to have the Midway down by the lake, and the Lions Club would be down there. And I'm sure the Lions Club still does their big chicken roast, but man, nothing's like it used to be. And sure would be nice to see it come back around, but
I do miss that community
for sure.
We've been talking about that today a lot too. It's the 250th, right?
People should be way more jacked up about this.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah.
And I was talking to Matt earlier about that, and the big TikTok craze was that Josh and Jace.
Oh,
right. Who came up around the area, ended up in TUP and stuff like that, had a big old following through that. But they were talking about the FIFA, the World Soccer.
Oh yeah,
tournaments and stuff like that. And my kids are into soccer. I coach soccer with them, and so it kind of just how that plays out, I don't know, but it's really awesome. They were talking about, it being the 250th anniversary, and on July 4th, U.S. is facing Britain. They're in Philadelphia, And it is
Wow.
one of the funniest skits you can see. They're funny in the first place, but that one there in particular, and maybe we could get that, on our Facebook page for everybody to see as well, because
Yeah,
it's pretty darn funny. Like, you can't explain it any better than what he did.
I feel like the whole tournament was based around that.
Well,
Right.
it's like,
Yeah.
I think that's what he said. It wasn't. He's like, it's like you guys planned this. Basically,
I mean,
it's like visiting. And what do you say? Something about his ex or something like
Yeah.
that? If visiting an ex again or
McDonald's,
something.
whenever the breakup started.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny. I'm like, that is kind of coincidental how that happened. You know what I mean? But I think it'll make for fun. And now on top of it, all the videos I keep seeing, and even all the new national news, like CNN, Fox, I mean, anyone you could think of it, are covering all these Europeans that are coming over to America right now.
well,
And it's so funny. Japan now is beating Scotland on their hijinks. Scotland's well known for, everywhere they go, they always put traffic cones on statues.
Oh, yeah.
And it has to deal with I forgot whose statue it is in Scotland, but basically it started with a cone, and then it became a thing to do. So if the statue didn't have a cone on it, it's like every Scotlander's job to make sure you put a cone back on it. And so they were in Boston, and they're sitting there chucking cones, and of course you're gonna have some freaking Karens and Brovets or whatever out there, like, they're just they're being mean, dude. That's not how you treat our country. But it's kind of like, dude, they're it's kind of like
You gotta look beyond.
they're having fun. 1, 2, they're not hurting anything because they're not actually destroying anything. But 3, it's like a sign of respect. So I'm like, hey, have fun, man.
well, did you see that what the Japanese do they wave around these blue bags? They're trash bags. And at the end of the match, they use those bags and pick up all the trash.
Yep. And that's
Great
happening.
respect for your area.
That's been happening with all the countries that are coming over. And it's like, America.
Well, hey,
Let's think about what we're doing here now.
Anybody else watching this?
Staying out of the political side of this, though, I do like the
Clean
idea,
up after yourself.
but you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, well, I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. We'll have another show here on that now for next Friday, where we are off.
Oh yeah, that's right.
In observance for the 4th, everything like that. So yeah, guys, thanks for another great week.
Absolutely.
Eric, you're coming right along. I appreciate all the effort you putting in there and going out there and representing us. So I do appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Happy to do it.
I think that's an episode there, buddy.
Sounds good. Y'all have a good one. Stay classy.
We'll see you guys next week.